Not my pile. Hi, welcome to Books with Lexi. In this video, I'm going to share some horror and thriller book recommendations. I have 30 books to talk about, so I just really cannot give you the synopsis for all of these, but all of these books were 4 or 5 stars for me, so I would recommend them all. If you have any questions about these books, specific tropes, or anything, feel free to ask me in the comments, and I will definitely let you know. I personally love short horror specifically, so a lot of these are horror. I do have 2 thrillers that are a little over 300 pages, but they're still pretty short. Like the audiobook for one is only 7.5 hours. So I figured I would recommend it. I'm not going to go through these in any order because I had them in a stack and they fell over, so they're literally just like covering me right now. So I'm just going to pick them up and I'll tell you what genre they are. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. I do try to read some of every genre, but I primarily read horror and thriller. I do a lot of reading vlogs, reading sprints, and I'd love for you to stick around. Okay, into the books. The first one I have is Night of the Mannequins by Stephen Graham Jones. This is a horror slasher. It is a novella. I really credit this book with getting me into horror. This book is not what you expect it to be, but it's incredible. Okay, this one is technically over 300 pages, but it is a thriller manga, so I figured I would talk about it because even though it's like 400 something pages, it reads very quickly. This is the 3rd volume, but Monster, this is a thriller manga series about a doctor. The Patient by Jasper DeWitt. This is a thriller that maybe has a little bit of horror elements in it. We're following a psychiatrist and a patient. Come Closer by Sarah Gran. This is a possession horror novella. Scanlines by Todd Kiesling. Another novella. This is, I don't know what I would categorize this as. These kids pretty much find themselves kind of almost haunted by a videotape that they found that they should not have seen. Cirque Berserk by Jessica Guest. This is a horror novella slasher. This Thing Between Us by Gus Moreno. This is cosmic grief horror. My Sister the Serial Killer by Oren Khan Braithwaite. This is a kind of dark comedy thriller. The Butterfly Garden by Dot Hutchinson. This is a blend of horror and thriller in my opinion, and this is the first in a series. I have 2 more that are the first in a series, so I will just talk about those. Pines by Blake Crouch. This first one is a thriller, and then the second 2 are horror, thriller, sci-fi. But other than the Hunger Games, you know, this is my favorite series. And then the last series is Stillhouse Lake by Rachel Kane. This is a thriller following a family who at the very beginning finds out that the husband slash father was a serial killer. Pen Pal by Dathan Auerbach. This is one of my absolute favorites on this list. We are watching a man try to piece together these stories from his childhood and seeing the full picture of these really creepy, horrific things. Okay, here's 2 of my longer thrillers. Reckless Girls by Rachel Hawkins. I think this is just a good time. It's isolated. It's a little ridiculous, but I personally really liked it. And then the other thriller that is a little longer. This copy is just over 300 pages, but I've seen copies that are under 300 pages. This is one of the most popular isolated thrillers. Absolutely incredible and very tense. I have some sci-fi. Here's a sci-fi thriller, The Echo Wife by Sarah Gailey. This deals with clones. Black Tide by Casey Jones, more sci-fi. This is like post-apocalyptic, like as the world is ending. And this is sci-fi horror. More sci-fi horror, Lakewood by Megan Giddings. We are following a woman participating in a research study. Fever Dream by Samantha Schweblin. This literally feels like you're reading a fever dream. Even the size of the book is weird. Like, what kind of horror book has a horse on the cover? Going with the animal theme, What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. This is gothic, and this is a retelling of The Fall of the House of Usher by Edgar Allan Poe. The Couple Next Door by, what is her name? Sherry Lapina. This is a thriller slash mystery following a couple who leaves their baby at home for a dinner party. Dumb. And then the baby goes missing. I forgot to talk about this when I was talking about manga or series. This is not the first one, but Blood on the Tracks. This is a, I would say, psychological horror manga series about a weird relationship between a mother and son. Comfort Me with Apples by Catherine M. Valenti, a very short horror novella. This one is more unsettling, but we are following a woman who believes she is in the perfect home. Confessions by Kanai Minato. This is a thriller that is following a teacher whose daughter has just been killed. And then I have a few that I don't own copies of yet that I wanted to talk about. The Arrangement series by Kirsten Modglin. These are domestic thrillers. I've only read the first two so far, but I don't even really like domestic thrillers, and I thought this was a fun time. Another one by Kirsten Modglin, The Missing. This is an isolated island thriller. You've Lost a Lot of Blood by Eric LaRocca. This is, I don't know how to describe this book. It's weird. That's all I got for you. This Is Where We Talk Things Out by Caitlin Marceau. This is a horror that is isolated, and we are watching a woman try to reconnect with her mother. The Murders of Molly Southbourne by Today Thompson. This is the first in a sci-fi horror novella series, and we are dealing with clones. Nana by Brandon Massey. This one kind of weird, but a good time. There's kind of some unexplained stuff in here. You figure it out, but at the beginning there's some like weird things going on. That's this book is something else. And then the last one I have is We Need to Do Something by Max Booth III. This is a horror novella following a family trapped in a bathroom during a tornado, I think. So those are all of my recommendations for you. I think that is 30 books. I would love to know your thoughts on any of these books if you have read them. And also, please let me know your favorite short horror and thriller book recommendations. I am definitely always looking for more because I really love them. If you're looking to find me other places on the internet, my Bookstagram, my Storygraph, and my Patreon are all linked in the description, as well as some other links you might be interested in. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!